The penultimate round of the 2022 Autosport International BTRDA Clubman's Rallycross Championship comes to the home of motorsport in South Wales at Pembrey circuits. The championship heating up for an exciting climax over this round and the finale at Knockhill in Scotland in a few weeks' time. Racing blessed with good weather here at Pembrey, second of a double-header weekend. But something different for the drivers as the course is turned around from round 6 yesterday and they will tackle it in the opposite direction. So to prove an interesting challenge for the various categories across the course of the weekend. We saw some great racing in round 6 yesterday and we now get ready to go racing with round number 7. All categories still up for grabs. Let's have a look at the course on this second day. We're on board with Todd Crooks in his BMW Mini in the super modified category. Away from the green lights we go. A few drops of rain in the air through the first left and right hander out of the starting area once again, but this time we go onto the loose surface for the first part of the lap, heading around the right hander as it's now become, past the paddock over on the right, and then it is towards the left. No longer as sharp as it used to be as we saw on the layout last season as we head towards the tarmac back straight. Rallycross, if you're not initiated with the sport, essentially a mixture of rallying and racing with a mixture of tarmac and dirt surfaces. Down the back straight and into another left-hander which briefly takes the cars onto the loose, onto the old concrete surface of the runway as well at this former airfield. It's through a little chicane and back onto the tarmac outer circuit, most famous for running the British Truck Racing Championship in recent years. Then a tighter left, it's back over the loose once again. That's a lap of the reverse direction Pembrey circuit. First up in our coverage we have the Cooper Tyres Junior Rallycross category. Owen Robbins was the winner yesterday as he suffered a rollover in one of the heats today in the light blue Suzuki Swift towards the back of the grid. So Corey Paget's double heat winner will start as one of the favourites along with Tyler McAlpin, who won the other heat in number 10. It is Paget, number 326, who leads the cars away. Ryan Smith, a newcomer this season, in 266 up into second place, and Tyler McAlpin in third position. Paget and sideways there, coming through towards the back straights, running wide onto the grass. Ryan Smith's gone wide as well. Tyler McAlpin says thank you very much and goes through into the lead. There is Owen Robbins. Plenty of teams that helped out to repair that car after it rolled over in the heats earlier on. You can see conditions not quite as clement as they were earlier. The track a little slippery from a few drops of rain, and Jimmy Jeekins in the Nissan Micra at the back of the field there, running wide onto the grass. Drops of rain falling just ahead of the finals. We saw rain on the windscreen of Todd Crooks' car as we took a lap of the circuit on board with him earlier on. You can see not a huge amount of panel damage to Owen Robbins, the Southwest-based driver. He won the A final yesterday trying to fight his way up, and it's Tyler McAlpin, number 10, who leads the way. He won heat 1 of this round 7. Corey Paget won the other 2 heats, but a mistake from him early on has dropped him to second. Robbins has come through from further back into third. Then it's Ryan Smith in the 266. Behind him, Holly Woolley in number 59. Leading the field, Jimmy Jeekins and the number 81 of James Hawkes. Further back, a couple of our newcomers this year. Jimmy Jeekins on his debut this weekend. There's Holly Woolley in the number 59 car. One car not starting this race, number 8, Harvey Hutchinson. His Citroen C2 sadly had problems earlier this weekend. All these drivers under 17 years of age in 1300cc engined cars. It's the training ground for Rallycross stars of tomorrow. We have seen the overall champion come from the junior category on 2 occasions. Luke Constantine took the overall title with all the classes combined together in recent years to give the overall Autosport International BTRDA Clubman's Rallycross champion. There you can see that bit of damage on Owen Robbins' car. Escaped fairly lightly after it was flipped over in the heats earlier on. Are they going to catch Tyler McAlpin looking for his first ever A final victory here at Pembrey circuit? Corey Paget giving chase. He'll be chasing Owen Robbins in the points in the Cooper Tyres Junior category. Looks as though the overall title is going to go to Darren Bleasdale from the super modified category this year. We'll see him out later on. He's unbeaten in A finals so far this year. There's Ryan Smith, number 266, not to be confused with the multiple British Truck Racing champion of the same name. He's raced and won here at Pembrey many times as well on the tarmac circuit. Wrong way down the back straight, well, the wrong way for the outer circuit anyway. On this reversed layout from yesterday's round 6 here at the Pembrey circuit. Home of Welsh motorsports for many years now. Even Formula 1 testing here in the 1990s. Even the likes of Ayrton Senna have tested Formula One cars here. There is a corner on the tarmac circuit named after the legendary Brazilian, who I believe still holds the outright lap record here. He never tried rallycross though, sadly. Corey Paget rather, coming under fire from Owen Robbins, the former Mini Stocks racer on the short ovals. It's Tyler McAlpin in the clear with a lap and a half to go in this 5-lap A final for the Cooper Tyres junior category. He's looking good for his first ever A final win. Began his career in a Nissan Micra before moving to the Suzuki Swift. Certainly has been the ubiquitous choice for junior racers. There's Holly Woolley, she's having a go at Ryan Smith for 4th place. Further back, Jimmy Jenkins and James Hawkes still going as well. James, the latest member of the extensive rallycrossing Hawkes family. There it is, Tyler McAlpin well out in front of the number 10. He's looking good on his final lap now. He's made a final victory. He's well clear of the battle between Paget and Robbins. This is the battle in the championship as well. With 1 round to go in Scotland, Knockhill in a few weeks' time. Down the back straight they go for the last time. Just a couple of corners to go now for Tyler McAlpin. It's going to be a first ever A final win for the number 10. Congratulations to him. They're not going to catch him. Looks as though Paget is going to hang on for 2nd place. 3rd will go to Owen Robbins. 4th place it will be Ryan Smith, and 5th for Holly Woolley. Well, many congratulations Tyler McAlpin, a first ever A final victory for the number 10 car. He joins Owen Robbins and Corey Paget, and also Will Ovenden, who's absent this weekend, not making the long journey from Kent to South Wales as an A final winner this year. Jimmy Jenkins comes home in the Nissan Micra. Results confirm then McAlpin the winner by almost 5 seconds ahead of Corey Paget. Robbins in 3rd place. That'll close things up in the championship. Ryan Smith 4th ahead of Holly Woolley, Jimmy Jenkins, James Hawkes the final finisher, with Harvey Hutchinson's Citroen C2 sadly a non-starter in our Cooper Tyres Junior A final.
Our junior category winner today, Tyler McAlpin. Tyler, congratulations on your win.
Thank you. Yeah, it was a interesting race that. Sort of going into turn 1 was treacherous, but sort of just focused on the rest of the race, and yeah, went well.
So what happened? You were in 3rd, and then what happened?
Yeah, I was in 3rd. Then at the exit of the dirt section, they both went wide onto the loose, and I just went through on the inside. And yeah, from the rest of the race, sort of just built a gap, and that was it. And
you brought it home to be on top of the podium. Is it your first?
Yeah, first final win. Got my first heat win this weekend as well, so good weekend. Just want to say thanks to my mum for letting me come, because it's her birthday this weekend, so I've missed her birthday. So yeah.
Well, what a better present to give. Well done.
Thank you.
On the start line we have the All Tool UK modified category. 4 cars out there for this one. It was a hat-trick in the heats for yesterday's winner, Chris Smith, in his red Honda Civic, looking to complete an unbeaten weekend. Alex Fletcher's Honda Civic alongside him, Alan Laidler in the Citroen Saxo, and James Avison, who led the championship coming into this weekend in the Ford Focus. He's at the back as they head into the opening sequence of corners. The All Tool UK and AVO suspension modified category. Problems for Alan Laidler. He hits a tyre stack on the first run through the paddock section. He spins and rejoins at the back. It's been a terrible weekend for Alan Laidler. Failed to start the final after problems in the heats yesterday, and James Avison has come to grief as well in the Focus. Now, it could change things in terms of the championship, because it could give Alex Fletcher the championship lead. He's clawed back after Avison's strong start to the season. It's newcomer Chris Smith on his debut weekend in the championship, out in front in his Civic. 2nd place it is Alex Fletcher, the Loughborough College run car. Alex Fletcher, who has beaten cancer in order to return to racing this year. Fair play to him and all his students here looking after the car this weekend. Fletcher in 2nd place. Great to see who's up there in 3rd. James Avison and Alan Laidler both hitting trouble in the early stages there. It looks like it is the Ford Focus in 3rd place. I think Alan Laidler has got going again further back in the Saxo. Hit a stack of tyres at the start of the race. Just about sums his weekend up, sadly. Been a terrible weekend for Alan, the former production class racer in the Citroen. In this new class for being last couple of years, the all-tool UK Avio suspension modified division, bridging the gap between the super modified and production cars. There is James Avison, the man behind All Tool UK and their sponsorship of this event, lifting a wheel on his Mark 1 Ford Focus. A 2-litre engine car, all these cars 2-litre engine. Bit of understeer from the Mark 1 Focus, was very famous as a rally car. Seen some very powerful Focuses in the top classes of British and international rallycross. Picking up a bit of dust there, things drying out again here at Pembrey. Fletcher in second place in the Honda Civic, the EP3 model Civic, the bread van as some call it, with the square back to it. He's not catching Chris Smith here, it's a very impressive debut from Chris. Tight left-hander into another lap. James Avison certainly struggling with that Focus this weekend, he's not on the pace at all. This is going to hamper his championship chances. He could lose the championship lead to Alex Fletcher's Honda Civic. After such a strong start to the category he sponsors, James Avison, the former Bangor racer, picking up some more dust there as he goes onto the back straight. Well out in front is this man, Chris Smith, in the number 84 Apollo Autos Honda Civic. Very controlled there, lifting a rear wheel as he comes off the tarmac onto the loose. Over the paddock section, across the old runway here at Pembrey. Towards the left hand, there used to be a much tighter hairpin there onto the back straight. Now a slightly quicker lap. See the lead he's got, nobody else almost within sight of him there as he comes into the back straight. There's Fletcher. There's more than the length of that back straight between the two of them. James Avison still going. I think we have lost Alan Laidler, sadly. Terrible weekend, unfortunately, for the Saxo driver. Into the final lap we go. Those red tyre stacks marking the finish line. Checkered flag next time. And Chris Smith is heading for a clean sweep for the weekend. In round 6 in the other direction, he won all 3 heats in the final. All 3 heats here at round 7 as well. Marshals watching on. We must thank all of the volunteer marshals. Could not have any motorsport without them. Smith heads for victory. 8 race wins out of 8 it's going to be for the debutant this weekend in the Honda Civic. There's Alan Laidler walking away, his Saxo abandoned. Towards the checkered flag, it's another win for Chris Smith by a very clear margin. Almost making it look easy there ahead of Alex Fletcher, who will take second place. James Avison was catching him towards the end there, took a few lengths out of his advantage, but has to settle for third. By my mathematics, that will give Alex Fletcher the championship lead. It's a win for Chris Smith by around 8 seconds from Alex Fletcher. James Avison just a couple of seconds back in third place, and as we saw, Alan Laidler was a retirement.
Our modified final winner is Mr. Chris Smith for the second time this weekend. Congratulations, Chris.
Thank you very much. It's been a fun weekend. So it's been. I really enjoyed it here this weekend, and tempted to do Knock Hill now. So.
So Rallycross is getting under your skin a bit?
Yeah, there's a few upgrades planned now already for that, just to make it a little bit easier to drive and suit the dirt a little bit more compared to what it does now. Just got to clear it with the wife and the kids and make sure they support me enormously with the racing, and it's a shame they couldn't be here this weekend, but dance commitments and horse commitments and stuff, so it's life, but they support me, and I think they'll be happy with the results this weekend, and I should be able to get in the garage a bit more and do some more with it. So
well, we've enjoyed watching you racing, and congratulations on 2 wins in 2 rounds.
Thank you very much. Cheers.
Cheers, Chris.
Now it's on to the 4x4 categories, the Clubman and Production 4x4s running combined this weekend. David Bell in his BMW Mini, all 4 countrymen, and Nigel Burke on the front of the grid. And Nigel Burke's Subaru unfortunately hasn't got away. They were the only 2 starters in the Clubman 4x4 division. Just 1 entry this weekend in the Cooper Tyres Production 4x4 category, and Thomas Ramanauskas in the Mitsubishi in production, giving David Bell a run for his money there through the opening couple of turns. It's the leader in the SJ Wheeler Vehicle Repairs Clubman 4x4 Championship, David Bell, vastly experienced rallycrosser in his BMW Mini Countryman, who has the lead. He won yesterday. Thomas Ramanauskas, the only entry in production 4x4 with the Mitsubishi Lancer Evo 4 this weekend. His Subaru powered rivals Paul Davis and Chris Baker not out in Wales, sadly. So the 4x4 categories being combined. So Thomas, the Lithuanian-born racer, at least has somebody to race against. And he's giving it a good go here against David Bell, who is also left running solo in this race with Nigel Burke, who didn't race yesterday, unfortunately dropping out at the starts. Graham Reed, the other car here in that category with the Nissan Pulsar GTIR. That car failing to make it as far as the final, has been plagued by problems. The Scottish-based team this weekend, their debut in the championship. It's Bell from Ramanauskas. They'll both take the maximum points in their category. They're doing their best to put on a show for the Welsh fans. Big BMW Mini all-4 Countryman. Doesn't look like a typical rallycross car, the big crossover style car, but David Bell has put a lot of development work into these machines. We saw Martin Hawkes out in one at Pembrey earlier this year as well. Chased here by Thomas Ramanauskas in the less powerful production class Mitsubishi Lancer Evo 4. Much more famous as a rally car, of course, the Mitsubishi Evo. Legendary battles with the likes of the Ford Focus and the Subaru Impreza. The only Subaru here today, Nigel Burke, failing to get off the start line. Famous exponents in the Mitsubishis, of course, were the likes of the great four-time world champion Tommy Mäkinen, late legendary Richard Burns as well. Went on to stardom with Peugeot and Subaru. Thomas Ramanauskas getting up onto two wheels, almost there over the curb. BMW Mini had a rally team, which was sadly rather short-lived. Chris Meek, the British hero from Northern Ireland, one of their lead drivers, but it is a win for David Bell ahead of Thomas Ramanauskas. Rather thin field this weekend, it has to be said, of 4x4s. Bell the winner in the SJ Wheeler Vehicle Repairs Clubman 4x4 category, and Thomas Ramanauskas takes the production 4x4s.
Congratulations, David. How was the final for you?
Thanks very much, Steve. It was a close race with the production 4x4 car that was out there with us today. He kept us pushed all the way to the flag.
It didn't seem to be very much between you for the whole journey.
No, it was very close right from the start, and he was there on my back bumper all the way around.
It's interesting to see a 1600 turbocharged four-wheel drive against a production car with a much larger engine.
Yeah, the production cars are generally a 2-litre car with a bit more horsepower. The 1.6 Minis, they do very well for the size of the engine and the power that they have.
What's next?
Knockhill next. So yeah, see you in a month's time for another go at the BTRDA.
Excellent, we'll see you then. Thanks, David.
We move on to the Bone Street Autos BMW Mini category, and sadly the A-final winner in round 6, Abby McGuinness, is a non-starter. Her clutch has blown in her 1600cc BMW Mini Cooper S, so she's not taking the starts. She did win the first heat today. The other heat's won by Max Langmaid in the black number 15. He won heat 2. Harvey Harmon won heat number 3 in the white Bell Rallycross car, run unprepared by David Bell. It's Max Langmaid who leads them off. Second place is Harvey Harmon. It's Wesley Wickens in the orange and blue car up into third. Championship leader Andy Hawkes is eager to make up the lost points. He failed to finish the A-final in round 6 with some problems, and that car's still looking a bit off the pace here, down in 4th position. But it's Max Langmaid, who had a rather wild ride at times on the way to second place yesterday. The West Countryman out in front ahead of the 112 of Harvey Harmon. Wesley Wickens giving chase in third. Then it's Andy Hawkes 4th, and Harrison Barnes in 5th place in the green and red car, raced by Jerrick Upchurch earlier this season, side by side with Andy Hawkes there. Andy's car still a little off the pace down in the midfield here. Up to this weekend at Pembrey, he'd only been beaten once in an A-final. That was by Nick Abbott earlier this year. Nick not entered this weekend. Harrison Barnes, who had a heat win in round 6, but then suffered a spin onto the infield in the A-final after a little bit of contact with Wesley Wickens. See a bit of Bodywork missing from the back of his car, trying to chase his way through from the back of the field. A better run here by Wickens in that third place in the 51, but it's Max Langmaid out in front, looking for his maiden A final win. His old mini stocks rival Abby McGuinness broke her duck in the category yesterday. She'd been desperate for her first A final win, sadly clutch issues keeping her out of the final today. Side by side for fourth place, Harrison Barnes runs a bit wide as he challenges Andy Hawkes, the championship leader. First year running as a standalone category, the Bone Street Autos BMW Minis. They ran it with the super modified cars as a subcategory last year. Just being kicked up there onto the back straights. Saw a little bit of rain earlier on in the day, but it's certainly dried out here in South Wales. Pembrey circuit's not far from Bury Port, not far from the coast. Fourth, the highlight at the moment. Harrison Barnes goes out wide, trying to pull ahead of Andy Hawkes. Andy Hawkes is in trouble again. The 18 car slowing down. He's dropped to the back of the field. This is frustration for Andy Hawkes. His rivals will be closing in the points charts. His strong run early in the season, coupled with a couple of absences for one or two of his main rivals, should see him fairly safe for the title going into the final round at Knockhill. Max Langmaid leads the way then. With a lock up there from Harvey Harmon in second place, still being challenged by Wes Wickens. It's Harrison Barnes in fourth place. In the 581 car, the bright green machine. It's lap 4 out of 5 in this Bone Street Autos BMW Mini Rallycross A5. Main focus now is the battle for second place. Harvey Harmon just a few lengths ahead of Wes Wickens. Harvey Harmon in the car prepared by David Bell, who we've already seen win the Clubman 4x4 category. BMW Mini's a very lively category in Rallycross. Successful circuit racing series for them as well. The Mini Challenge, we saw them at Pembrey earlier this year, similar cars to these. Nelson King, the dominant driver in those. Maybe we'll see him have a go at Rallycross someday as well. Well, Max Langmaid is clear in front and surely heading for his maiden A final win. We're into the last lap now. The only question now really is, can Wes Wickens get past Harvey Harmon for second place? Over the loose section they go, past the paddock. Barely seen Langmaid, he's well out in front in the black. Number 15, more controlled performance today. Oh, and that's a spin for Harrison Barnes in the 581. Now, can he get going again? Andy Hawkes goes through, who's still going. I thought he'd retire, but he's still going, and he's taken fourth place with Barnes having to do a 3-point turn to rejoin. Meanwhile, the winner crosses the line. Max Langmaid takes the victory. Close for second place there, but I think Harvey Harmon just hung on ahead of Wesley Wickens. And it is going to be, by the look of it, Andy Hawkes in fourth. Harrison Barnes took a while to recover from that spin, but it is a win for an overjoyed Max Langmaid, his first ever A final win. We've seen a fair number of first-time final winners this weekend at Pembrey. Hawkes does come home fourth ahead of Harrison Barnes. And Max Langmaid it is who takes the win by around 5 seconds, near enough ahead of Harvey Harmon, who just held off Wesley Wickens by 3/10 at the line. Andy Hawkes inherited fourth after that spin for Harrison Barnes late on. Sadly, round 6 winner Abby McGuinness was a non-starter in the Bone Street Autos BMW Mini A final.
Max, congratulations on, I think it's your first BMW Mini win.
Yeah, so it's actually my first ever outing in the Mini, coming from the Junior Swifts. It's a lot faster, a lot bigger, a lot heavier. I've really enjoyed it. It's been awesome. Huge thank you to my team, my parents, my sponsors. You guys are absolutely amazing. I've loved it. Yeah, it's been awesome.
We'd never have guessed you enjoyed it so much, judging by the grin across your face. It's lovely to see.
Yeah, no, I mean, yeah, it's awesome. The power is incredible, and the instant torque you have from the supercharger, it's awesome.
So how was your race today?
Yeah, no, it was pretty easy. Got a really good start, and I led it from turn 1. Yeah, I was just defended first couple of corners, and I managed to pull a reasonable gap, and yeah, managed to win it from there.
I expect others in the BMW category a little bit worried.
I should hope so.
Very well done on today's performance, Max. It's been superb watching you. Well done.
Thank you.
Next up on track here today, we have the AS Performance Super Modified category. Will it be another win for Darren Bleasdale in his all-conquering Vauxhall VX220? Well, he's been beaten to pole by Alan Crockett in his Vauxhall Corsa. He failed to start the A final in round 6, but once again, the power of the VX220 tells off the line. And he's looking for 7 A final wins out of 7 this year. Phil Chicken's Citroen C2 runs out wide there on the first corner. It's Crockett in second place. Darren Scott in the Citroen C2 is in third place. Then we've got Stan Beauville from Northern Ireland in his rear-wheel drive Escort. Phil Chicken spins, well, nearly spins there, just about saves it at the back of the field in the C2. Beating the 6 cars for this one is Todd Crooks in the black and green BMW Mini. One non-starter in this one, Gary Cook in the orange Ford Fiesta ST. He had problems in practice and was ruled out of racing today, sadly. The former overall champion. Side by side, almost there for second place, Darren Scott. I don't think he'll get round the outside of Alan Crockett's Corsa there, looking to make up for lost points after failing to start the A final in round 6 when the circuit ran in the opposite direction. Let's see if Crockett can catch the different model of Vauxhall up ahead. See the power of the VX220 tell in a straight line, though. It is so quick, that low-slung sports car. Looks a bit like a Lotus Exige. We have seen Lotus Exiges in Rallycross, of course. The likes of Ash Simpson, Mike Dresser, Guy Corner have Rallycrossed them successfully. It's Darren Bleasdale out in front. His brother Jason, the reigning champion, was unbeaten in his VX220 last season. This is a different car. It looks similar. Darren's car just as quick. I'd love to see the two Bleasdales racing together in their two VX220s. Maybe we'll see that at the finale at Knockhill. Well, if Bleasdale Darren wins this race, then he'll be unbeaten in A finals this year. He'll only need to start the final round at Knockhill to be confirmed as the overall champion. Todd Crooks kicking up some dust there in the background in that 5th position. Phil Chicken quite a long way back after a few problems in the C2. Where is Darren Scott in his C2? And due to a quirk of the rules in the BTRDA Clubman's Rallycross Championship, if you win the overall title with all the categories combined, you don't win your class category title as well. It has to go to the driver in second place, just to give more awards out to a greater variety of drivers. So, if Darren Bleasdale is the overall champion, the driver in second place in the points in the AS Performance Super Modified division wins the title. Got that? Good. Todd Crooks running wide there again, coming off the left-hander before the back straights. Now, I think the driver who would be in second place in the points with a round to go would be Darren Scott in the C2, so he could be heading to the Super Modified title this year. Chasing now Alan Crockett, lost points yesterday, of course. And a gap back to Stan Beauville in his Escort in 4th, then Todd Crooks. Further back behind we'll have Rallycross veteran Phil Chicken in his Citroen C2, the former Super Modified champion. Oh, up on 2 wheels there, hitting the tyre stack, nearly a rollover for Alan Crockett. Good save. This could allow Darren Scott to challenge for second place. Todd Crooks seems to be struggling with the handling of his BMW Mini. He is a suspension and chassis engineer for Jaguar Land Rover, Todd Crooks, so maybe needs to look at the suspension and chassis of his BMW Mini, because he does seem to be having some issues with it. Nose to tail for second place, Alan Crockett under fire from Darren Scott. Rallycrossing this Citroen C2 for many years now. Northern Irishman Crockett hanging on ahead in the Corsa. A real pocket rocket, that little car, avoiding the tyres this time as they come through off the dirt onto the back straights. We're on the last lap now. It's all race for second place, because yet again Darren Bleasdale is away and gone. It's going to be 7 out of 7 in A finals. Bleasdale takes another win, and he has one hand on the overall Autosport International BTRDA Clubman's Rallycross Championship trophy. Spins the car around in celebration. Crockett came in second place, just ahead of Darren Scott, and side by side to the line there. Goodness me, I thought they were going to go flying off onto the grass. Stan Beauville just beats Todd Crooks home, and Phil Chicken will come in hopefully to complete the finishers. There he is, over the line to complete the 6 runners in our AS Performance Super Modified final. Gary Cook, of course, was a non-starter. Darren Bleasdale's winning margin almost 5 seconds over Alan Crockett's. Just beat Darren Scott home for second by 1 second, and Stan Beauville and Todd Crooks just a few hundredths in it. A photo finish for 4th place with Phil Chicken a few seconds further back, completing the 6 finishers.
Darren, you've done it again. You've won your final. Congratulations.
Yeah, I'm pretty happy with this. Yeah, just keeping that record going for this car and the team. So keeping the team on top.
What's the secret?
the car, I think. Definitely not me.
Well, it's done you proud, hasn't it? It's all the way through the season. It's been very reliable.
Yeah, that's the main thing. Obviously, that's down to my team and just checking everything all the time. And that's what sort of wins consistently, is keeping them on top of things and make sure everything's fine. I'm looking forward to Knockhill. Jason will be back out, so it'll be good to go head to head with him.
Oh, brother on brother.
Yeah, same machinery. So well, this is a little bit more different, but we'll go for it.
Well, for today, many congratulations. You've done it again, and good to see you on the top step of the podium. Well done.
Thank you very much. Thank you. I'll have to work on my donuts though.
The new for 2022 FIA Cross Car Rallycross category. 3 of them out for this A final. Heat 1 was won by Luke Holly, number 23. Heats 2 and 3 by Corey Paget. Yes, the junior rallycrosser making the step up this weekend. They're together into the first turn. Whoops, there's a collision there. And off over the grass goes Corey Paget. He saved that. Has he damaged his steering in that collision? Well, he loses out to a recovering Paul Batson in number 21. That's the car he collided with. Very lively start there. 3rd place is Luke Holly in the 23. Now, we did see a win yesterday in round 6 for number 40 Dan Rook, but he's not out in this race. Running wide there was Corey Paget. He drops back into 3rd position behind Luke Holly, the championship leader in number 23. Dan Rook, the former British Rallycross champion and Rallycross commentator, who won in round 6. Unfortunately, engine issues keeping him out of the A final today, as Corey Paget back up the inside retakes 2nd place. See the tyres distorting on the rims there, really pushing these little cars hard. Very entertaining little machines indeed, these little almost beach buggies you might call them. Batson, number 21, leads the FIA Cross Car Rallycross final. Cross cars, I'd love to see these going around a motocross circuit as up the inside goes Corey Paget, lifting a wheel. He sends Paul Batson out wide. You can see on board there a contact with Luke Holly. Paul Batson's being pushed from pillar to post in this race. He hits Corey Paget on the first corner. Now he's been shoved down to 3rd in contact with Luke Holly's championship rival. These are the only 2 who've done every round this year. I don't think Dan Rook, who won yesterday, is registered for points, so Corey Paget took the maximum points on that occasion as well with 2nd place. Paul Batson trying to recover. And chase his way back up to try and catch Luke Holly at the very least for 2nd place. Entertaining little machines, these FIA cross cars. Great to have them as an addition to the Autosport International BTRDA Clubman's Rallycross Championship this year. It is Corey Paget out in front, the son of Phil Chicken, who we saw in the Super Modifieds. Making the move up from juniors. Look at that beautiful slide on the tarmac, but Luke Holly's right there with him. Having a look for the lead, they're almost side by side. They are side by side. Inside for the right-hander is Paget. He's just about going to hold his lead. The teenage star up there on his move up from junior rallycross this weekend. Much more rapid than his 1300cc Suzuki Swift. Batson further back in 3rd place. Luke Holly trying to close in. He's taken wins at Linden Hill and also at Brighton Park in Lincolnshire earlier this season. The opening rounds for the cross cars. We didn't see them the first 3 rounds this year. It's a new innovation, the latest new category for the championship. Corey Paget is driving like he's been racing cross cars for years here. Really throwing that little machine around. Holly up there in 2nd place in the 23. These drivers, you can see they are absolutely loving this. Must be some of the lightest machines taking part in any British motorsport. A big lock up there from Corey Paget. He's nearly heading for the beach there. He hasn't got that stopped. Coming round to start their final lap. Across the finish line they go. 1 lap to go for Corey Paget. Can he hold off the challenge of Luke Holly? He needs to get round this lap without making a mistake. He's got his first A final win in the book. an A final win in juniors earlier this year. So his first senior final victory in the cross cars. Certainly looking forward to seeing these machines round Knock Hill, especially with the lower straight on the loose surface. Some drivers call it the Big Dipper. These little cars will fly over that. Collie closing up again. He might have a chance to out-sprint Corey Paget. Here's the line if he gets his foot down in time. He's not going to do it. Corey Paget takes the win. Luke Holly second. Good race there between those two. Paul Batson still going further back in third. He crosses the line. Superb action from the FIA cross car rallycross machines. Well done, young Corey Paget, his first A final win. It's been a weekend of firsts here at Pembrey. Corey Paget the winner by just a few tenths of a second over Luke Holly at the flag. Paul Batson 5 seconds further back in third place.
Joining me in the winner's circle is the busiest man of the weekend, double driving Corey Paget. Congratulations.
Thank you very much, mate. Glad to be back. Well, with you, Steve. I've missed you.
I've missed you too. And what a weekend you've had with the junior Swifts and this weapon, the cross car.
Mental weekend. You know, the opportunity that I've had to race both is really cool. We've got this because of the World Motorsport Games, racing it in the juniors, and I think I put a pretty good fight today against the boys who've done it a lot longer, and yeah, and with a Swift as well. Podium both days, P2 on both, helped with a championship, and all to play for on the last round. A huge thanks for Dad for sorting this out. I genuinely cannot wait for the games. Can't wait to see where that takes me and just do it really.
Well, we're looking forward to seeing that as well, and big congratulations, Corey. Well deserved. Well done.
Thank you very much, mate.
We move on to the SG Haulage production category, a very lively round 6 for them, won by the man second on the grid, Charlie Maroney in the yellow Citroen Saxo. Failed to win a heat today though. 2 heat wins went to Charlie Titcombe in the white Saxo, the man on pole, and the other heat won by Ryan Stutchbury in the Renault Clio, who completes the front row of this 10-car grid. They are underway, side by side between the 2 Saxos down towards the first couple of corners. Maroney in the yellow car, Titcombe on the outside in the 401. Good start by Carl Jarvis in the 644. Sam Noy in the grey car, the ex-Nigel Edge car, I think that is, up alongside him. Stutchbury back into 5th place, the classic category regular over the last few years. And there's somebody going off at the front of the field there. It's Carl Jarvis who's ploughed off onto the grass, the 644. That's damaged the front of his Saxo. Also we see in there the Alfa Romeo of Mark Henry, who's done well to repair that Alfa 147 after he collided with the spinning car at the start of yesterday's A final in round 6. It's Charlie Maroney looking for a weekend double who leads the way. This will do wonders for his championship lead as well. Titcombe in 2nd place, Sam Noy in 3rd, then Stutchbury, Henry, Dan Cofield, then Mark Finch in his Renault Clio. Failed to make the A final yesterday, came through with 2nd place in the B final earlier today. That was won by Kai Mannering, the local man in his Peugeot 106, who's a bit further down this field. The cars that missed out from the B final, Dale Brudzinski, James Ash and John Rook, the championship manager in his Peugeot 106. We thank him once again for his efforts off track. Also the championship coordinator Jordine Crooks. She's also serving as the secretary of the meeting here this weekend at Pembrey. A busy weekend off track for the driver we call Britain's fastest nurse on her appearances in Rallycross. Stutchbury putting Sam Noy under pressure for that 3rd position now. The 2 Saxos battle up ahead of them. 5th is the Alfa Romeo of Mark Henry, then it's Dan Cofield in the Peugeot 206 GTI, and a gap back to Kai Mannering. Of course, Carl Jarvis was up there in the battle for 3rd early on. He's still going towards the rear of the field. Next in the order we've got Darrell Ambrose in the blue Peugeot 106. Sam Noy holding off Ryan Stutchbury. Normally see Ryan racing his Peugeot 205 GTI in the pre-95 classic category, trying something different this weekend. He took a heat win earlier on. See the damage to the front of Mark Henry's car there, the Alfa Romeo 147, a unique car to Rallycross. It's been repaired since yesterday after the collision with Andrew Smith's Clio at the start of the A final of round 6. Cofield up behind them, having a good weekend in the Peugeot 206. Behind them Darrell Ambrose, then it's Kai Mannering. Carl Jarvis and Mark Finch rounding up the field. We saw Mark last year racing his Fiesta in the Classic division. The inside Mark Henry there challenging Dan Cofield, hanging on the inside at the left-hander. There's Carl Jarvis, looks like he shed his front bumper after that trip onto the grass early on. We didn't see if there was any contact there on the opening lap. Into lap 4 now of the 5 in this SG Haulage Production A final. This class with the biggest entry here this weekend. This is the main battle for third place, the best we've seen Sam Noy run this year. It's Nigel Edge Saxo. He certainly has got the edge on Ryan Stutchbury at the moment. Mark Henry's Alfa Romeo in 5th place. The lock up there from Stutchbury. Kai Mannering chasing Darrell Ambrose. Bit of a lock up from Ambrose as well. Behind them Carl Jarvis and Mark Finch. Into the final lap then. 2 Saxos away at the front. It is Charlie Moroney ahead of Charlie Titcombe, the former junior rallycrosser. Stutchbury all over Sam Noy here for third place. Wants to get the Clio into the top 3 and break the Citroën clean sweep of the podium. It's Henry in the Alfa, the Peugeot of Dan Cofield. First 2 are well clear at the front. Can Charlie Moroney hang on for a weekend double? He's looking one of the favourites here for the production category, the banana yellow Saxo. It's not his regular car, it's a backup car for Moroney, but he does hold on to take the win, just ahead of Charlie Titcombe. There's the checkered flag, and it's close for third as well, but Noy hangs on ahead of Ryan Stutchbury. Mark Henry next home. I mentioned Charlie Moroney in a backup car. His previous orange Saxo we've seen him in this year got pretty much wrecked in a rollover at Blyton Park at the last round. He's back on track this weekend with 2 A final wins, just a few tenths of a second in it there at the line ahead of Charlie Titcombe. Sam Noy just beating Ryan Stutchbury home for third, then Mark Henry, Dan Cofield, Kai Mannering, Darrell Ambrose in 8th place, and Carl Jarvis despite this early excursion, and Mark Finch completing the 10 finishers.
For the second time in 2 days, 2 rounds, I'm with Charlie Moroney, the very happy winner of the production final.
Thank you very much. I'm definitely extremely happy, overjoyed. I'm more happy that I get to see you again.
Thank you very much, I'm touched.
Thank you. No, that's cool. Yeah, no, we had a great race out there. Everything went to plan really, just got out in front and kept it nice and tidy and tried to keep Charlie behind me because he's so quick. You've just got to be on your best behaviour with him, do you know what I mean? So yeah, no, he kept it clean, which is good. So,
and at the end of the day, a win is a win. So how are you going to celebrate?
Drive home and open a big box of beers and see you on Tuesday.
Sounds like a good plan. Well, congratulations, Charlie. Delighted for you.
Thank you very much. Cheers. Thank you.
On the line, the A final for the Melius Limited pre-1995 Classic category. The Vauxhall Chevette HSE of Davy Crockett, double heat winner earlier on pole. The winner of Heat 3, John Cross. On the outside, the front row, Vince Bristow in the BMW. In between the two of them, we are underway. And John Cross making a good start from the outside the front row. He takes the lead. David Ewing with a great start as well, but he's onto the grass. We're on board with him. The Cumbrian at the wheel of the Ford Fiesta Evo with the Mitsubishi engine. He tucks in just behind the race leaders. Heading into the sun there, Jamie McBain in the Peugeot 205 goes by. There's Lee Wood, the championship leader, stuck in the midfield in this one. Tom Edmonds in his Vauxhall Corsa in behind. Leading contender not out in this race, Richard Moroney. His familiar orange Escort Cosworth sadly caught fire in the first heat and he was out for the day. Now in round 6 it was very close indeed in the Melius Limited Classic A final. Davy Crockett just snatching the win from John Cross right on the line, and battle is joined between those two at the front of the field here. Cross in the Lancia Stratos replica, the Chevette HSE of Crockett up there in second position, the Northern Irishman. Next in the order it is Vince Bristow in the BMW, then Jamie McBain, he's come through well in the Peugeot. Next is David Ewing in the Fiesta Evo, won the B final in yesterday's race with a couple of absentees after the heats today. No B final required. We lost Richard Moroney with a fire, as I've mentioned, and Andrew Grant in his Corsa dropped out with problems in the heats as well. There's Mark Jones, the former champion, the Welshman in the MR2. been a quiet weekend for him as well, battling with Lee Wood. We normally see them battling for the lead, but they're struggling a bit in this one further back in the order. Great to see David Ewing up there among the leaders, the best we've seen him run this year. In 5th position, David Attiwell's Vauxhall Nova is in behind him. And the battle up front is between the Chevette and the Stratos. Cross, the Rallycross veteran in the Stratos replica. It's not an original of the legendary 70s Italian car. The Chevette of Davy Crockett giving chase, another very, very famous rally car of the late 70s, early 80s. Vince Bristow's BMW, Mr. Sideways as he's known. Bit of a lock-up there. Still holding that 3rd place. Crockett's going to have a look. He took the win right, actually right on the line from the Stratos. He's going to try and take lead a bit earlier. Oh, they've locked together there. They're going off. The 2 leaders have tangled up. Oh dear. Out go Crockett and Cross. That's going to hand Vince Bristow the lead in the BMW. Jamie McBain up into 2nd place. The best we've seen the Peugeot run this year. Here's the battle further back between Mark Jones, the local hero in his MR2. Lee Wood, the championship leader. He's desperate to move up the order. This is only for 5th place at the moment. David Ewing could be on for a first podium of the season. David Attiwell, the best we've seen him run in the Vauxhall Nova this year as well. Rounding out the field, we've got Tom Edmonds in the Vauxhall Corsa at the back. It's Vince Bristow who leads the way. Mr. Sideways in the BMW, the former classic champion. David Attiwell looking to get the Nova onto the podium. Jamie McBain in 2nd place has had a fair few scrapes with the Peugeot 205 GTI this year. The man behind Melius Limited, the championship sponsor. Somebody's lost an exhaust pipe there. Flying off at the side of the road. Has that come off the race leader, I wonder? Not sure, but wait and see. There's Bristow. No, he's okay. Still leading from McBain. Ewing. There's Mark Jones battling with Lee Wood. Tom Edmonds up behind them. That might have been the Chevette that lost the exhaust. Yes, he got going again, Dave Crockett, but he's going to have to pull off if he's lost his exhaust pipe. He's been lapped by the race leaders. After that tangle with John Cross, they seem to get locked together as they raced for the lead. So Crockett's out of the running. Now a lap down. We're on the last lap of this Melius Limited Classic A final now. Still Vince Bristow in the lead with the BMW. Jamie McBain is right on his bumper as they come down the back straight. Look at this from the Peugeot 205. He's up the inside. Can he take the lead under braking? He just about gets the car stopped in time. Jamie McBain, is he heading for his first ever A final win in the green Peugeot 205 up towards the line? Yes, he's done it. Great drive by Jamie McBain. Both of our Classic A finals this weekend decided in the last couple of corners. Well, we'll confirm the results of that one in a moment. What a cracking race from the Melius Limited Pre-95 Classic category. Vince Bristow loses the lead with 2 corners to go, and it's a first ever A-final win for Jamie McBain. Taking the win by 0.4 of a second over Vince Bristow. David Ewing on the podium for the first time this year in the Fiesta Evo ahead of David Attiwell. Mark Jones and Lee Wood, normally contenders for victory, had to be content with battling for 5th place. Tom Edmonds finished 7th, and John Cross got going again to take the final finishing position.
Jamie, I'm delighted to see you here, having won what sounds like a bit of a classic final for the classics.
Yeah, definitely. It's probably one of the best events and heats throughout the day. To be fair, it's been really, really good. Some of the best racing we've had. Well, from my point of view, anyway.
Well, both today and the previous round, everyone has been so closely tied together.
Yeah,
about 41 seconds or thereabouts each.
Very, very straight. Yeah, it's been within a second of each other. All 12 cars have been there. So ranging from the 2 litres, the John Cross and his, the Stratos, and these plucky little things. And yeah, for a second within each other, I think that's really, really close racing.
And here you are at the top step of the podium.
Yes, if you'd have asked that yesterday, I was ready for putting the car back on the trailer, to be honest, because there was no end of problems. But today we've come in, we've done a bit of homework. Ryan's done a good job on the car this morning, Dave's done a good job on the car all weekend, and the rest of the guys, and we just found a sweet spot this morning, and she's been right since, apart from the exhaust on the last lap.
How are you going to celebrate?
A long drive home. A very long drive home. No, we're stopping down tonight. We've got a quiz night, so yeah, in the local, and then we're heading back up tomorrow.
Very well done. I'm delighted to see you here. Well done, Jamie. Congratulations.
Thanks a lot. Take care, mate.
A quite magnificent weekend of rallycross here at the home of motorsport in South Wales at Pembrey Circuit comes to an end. Round 7 is wrapped up for the Autosport International BTRDA Clubman's Rallycross Championship. What a marvellous meeting it was. Join us soon for the final round of the championship at the Knockhill Circuit in Scotland coming up in a few weeks' time. But for now, thank you very much for watching and goodbye.